Hello, this is Indy Kitty Keela coming to you from my living room in Indianapolis, Indiana. March the 16th, 2021. Today I have some prose and poetry to share with you that I found vintage December 15th, 1999. I'm going to read this and hopefully the reading won't be too bad. So here we go. My poetry springs from my emotions, heart and mind trying to communicate, to understand, to try to reason with unreason. I once told a friend that my poetry was kind of like emotional vomit in its therapeutic form. Later I thought, how crude and ugly that sounded. And with a poet's love for beauty, I searched for and found a more palatable simile. The rose, I thought, long associated with love, has a most heavenly and ethereal scent. It's almost overwhelming to the senses, too beautiful to be of this earth. My poetry is an attempt to distill the sweetness and beauty and poignancy of that rose into one sweet crystallized moment encapsulating a time, an emotion, a thought that I felt needed sharing. Sometimes, on occasion, I feel I have succeeded, but more often my writing takes a darker turn. We all have nightmares. Some are just more vivid than others. We all have hopes and dreams. I do a lot of soul searching on paper. I want you to know that if you have the same thoughts and feelings, you are not alone out there. At the same time, I hope to find that I am not alone. Though the very nature of our singularity makes it near impossible most times to feel anything other than alone. Let's call most of my life's blood lamentations. Jeremiah would understand. That's the weeping prophet from the Bible, and interestingly enough, I have a cousin named Jeremiah. And here is a poem that I started, and I have a doodle on it. I'm not sure where I was. I think I might have been on a business trip or just came back from one, possibly on a plane. But here we go. We'll start out the top. There's my little weird doodle. I don't know what that is. Kind of looks like a lamp. I'm not sure. Or an urn. So I started out, I want to know you're there for me come what may. I don't want to have to worry that you'll grow tired of me. Then I underscored. Change direction. Forget it. It isn't going to happen. Why should I think for a moment that there's any hope of salvation and love? Why should I think there will be any portion for me? Only my own naivety, gauche at 5 days till 35. Ridiculous that I should dream or hope someone might love me. All I have to do is look in the mirror. I'm no model or movie star. I'm heavy and age is showing in my face and form. I'm not rich or young or exciting. Who would even ever want me or yearn for me as I have yearned and burned? No, I was mistaken to think that God or fate might bless me so. To hope that someone could know this tired soul and have mercy and compassion and love. I asked too much. I told a friend once, I felt like such a fool for having loved unwisely, for having believed after repeated assurances that the love was reciprocated. I cried, bemoaned my fate. Why me? Why always me that no one loves? That loves too much? He lied, he left me. My friend is wise. She told me the only thing that made me feel the least bit better. She said to me, why should you be ashamed of the way God made you? The fact that you have a loving heart. You're a beautiful person. You have no reason to be ashamed. Thank you, Jane. That was my friend and co-worker, Jane Robinson, from Illinois. And I haven't found Jane again in the virtual world. I'm not sure if she's still in Illinois or where she is, but at the time she worked for the state of Illinois and I worked for the state of Indiana. And we were on a multiple state team for Region 5 looking into unemployment tax and making sure that the unemployment tax trust fund was being spent and managed appropriately by our respective states under the purview of the Federal Department of Labor. And their office was in Chicago. I think Jane's office was actually in Springfield, Illinois. We also had members from Ohio, and Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, and Indiana and Illinois. So that was it. That was our little group. Before I go, I want to share a couple more things with you. One is this t-shirt, which is from Cat Bandit Cat Rescue in California. Rescue the mistreated, save the injured, love the abandoned. And on the back it says, this t-shirt saved a cat's life, ask me how, if you're interested. We have local organizations in Indianapolis as well. IndyNeighborhoodCats.org. FACE has a community cat program, and Indy Humane and the Humane Society are all good people trying to help, as well as there are several rescues in town who are local. So there's great need everywhere you look, and an abandoned animal is kind of like a lost child to me. I can't just leave them to their fate. I've got to step in and do what I can. I even give the squirrel cookies. The squirrels cookies, you can laugh about that if you want, but it helps them through the hard winter here in Indianapolis when the snow gets deep. And they're fig cookies, so they're like the healthiest cookie I could find at the time that would also give them the calories they needed. Anyway, that's it for today. I found some more poems from the 80s and also from the same year, 1999. But I'm not going to share those today. I've got other things I need to get to. But hope everybody is staying safe during this crazy pandemic time. I haven't said too much about it. I really don't know what to say about it. You know, I'm glad that I've been able to stay home and work from home and be safe, but I sure miss visiting with my family and friends. And I'm sure you do too. And maybe going out to dinner or a movie. It's been so long. It's just not quite the same. Maybe in the future, if our vaccines are all good, we'll be able to get together again. Anyway, peace. Be good to each other. Be good to everyone you meet. You never know what kind of battles they're fighting themselves inside behind the smiling face. See ya.